Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Logical Heroes. I'm Mitch, aka Rollbacchus.
I'm Trevor.
And today, we got the review for episode 2 of Miss Marvel. What happened? What happened?
Yeah, it felt like a big drop.
Okay, so I went into this this TV show surprised. I was going into it thinking, I'm not gonna like the show, it's gonna be kiddish, I'm not gonna be able to connect with anything in this. And it's like, first episode comes along and I'm like, the hell just happened? I left enjoying the first episode. Yeah. Right? No, I wouldn't say it was anything amazing or spectacular, but I'm like, it's all of a sudden giving me hope that this TV show could be really something special, right? You had all the actors, in my opinion, the father, the son, the mother, all of them, even though I don't like the mom, she's one of those good people to hate, right? She's one of those good people to hate. It's like Andy from The Office. I hate him, but that's why he's such a great character. But it's just the thing that it just grabbed me, and it finished off pretty well. And I was like, if this is what we're heading into, this could be a top 3 Marvel TV show. Because in all honesty, I've all had issues pretty much with every single TV show, but I'm like, this could have good potential. And then this happened. I gave the last episode I gave a 6.5, a 7. I'm like, okay, good. This, I don't even know. It started off so weird. It started off for one, it was like Tobey Maguire walking.
Yeah, she had all this weird confidence, I guess, but it was coming off really cringy. Because at least in Spider-Man 3, he was doing it to strangers out in public. This was her high school kids she doesn't even talk to, and she's all like, "Hey," being all confident. I get it, but it was just coming off kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, it was bad. As soon as it happened, and that's they started it off like that, I'm like, oh no, what just happened? We went from where's this going to oh my god, please stop doing what you're doing, because I do not I do, like I said when we were watching it, the first thing I said is, have you ever had a shiver that feels like it won't go away? That's what I'm watching right now, because I felt so uncomfortable. I don't know what happened.
Someone else's embarrassment, pretty much.
Yeah, and the thing that started happening is this show needs to start moving. I haven't even, just because of what I thought this show was going to be, I don't even actually know how many episodes there's going to be. I think 6.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be 6.
I was worried that it was going to, I guess you have to do character development, and they're trying to show her family and her culture and all that.
Which is cool.
Which is cool, but it felt like it worked more in the first episode, whereas this one, if you're not used to this culture, you kind of get lost. And I just felt like I was watching a show that wasn't made for me, because not only that, it felt even more kiddie. They got even more into the high school scenario, and it was more, and it's different. It's just weird. It's okay, forget the superpowers. Now I'm crushing on this boy that I just met. And I'm like, I get what they're doing, but for me, it doesn't work. It's come on. Be realistic. If it came to that, you just got your superpowers. I don't care, girl, boy, whatever. I would not give a shit about, getting sex in that moment. I'd be like, hey, I want to go check out these powers, and then that shit will come after. But she's already boy crazy. I haven't even learned how to use my powers yet, whatever. And she's already ditching her her good friend that obviously I don't know. I don't know if he likes her or if he's just jealous of the idea that she's around another guy that she kind of might.
I couldn't tell if it's more of I'm losing a friend or I like her. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell.
It could go both ways. I hope it. I hope it's just they just seemed like good friends at the start. I didn't see anything
No, I know what you're saying. Nothing concrete or anything like that. But the one thing that you brought up in that little speech you had there was the teenager aspect. Now, the one thing that I have somewhat of an issue, and it's maybe just because I'm older, right? I can't speak for everyone. The one thing I have an issue with, though, is I cannot relate at all to her being a teenager. And that's not me coming from being a 26-year-old man. That's coming from, I was not like them at all in high school. When the whole thing of dude, why did you just give her alcohol? And I'm like,
Yeah. And she's, am I drunk? Like,
Yeah, like I was like, okay, and then they got all upset that someone was jumping off the top of like a gazebo or something like that into the pool, and I'm like, this
yeah,
doesn't
we were pure, but not that pure. Like that.
like it just felt very family channel friendly. That's what it felt like, and I feel like this whole show like was kind of on the first episode going around where it's like I don't know if this is more family friendly or if they're gonna be able to integrate this character into the MCU, because before I saw this, I'm like, how can you do this? How can you integrate this character into the MCU without it like dimming what we already have?
Yeah.
And so what they did with the first episode is they're like, this character is relatable. You can understand where this character is coming from. And also, it's not as kiddish. It's not childish when you're watching it. So you can feel like, I could see her teaming up with Captain Marvel. I could see her like being like a fangirl of the Avengers. This came off as, how do you make the Avengers into a family movie?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now it's like for sure she's got a lot of growing up to do before I
Yeah.
think you can like get around to that kind of role in the MCU. It's just weird. So you're watching this show, and I totally forget like, oh, this takes place where there's a giant purple bad guy that wants to kill half the universe and
Yeah.
did technically, and all this dark shit happened, and now we're seeing like this kitty girl, and we already saw the high school factor with Spider-Man, and
I think they
maybe
nailed
just
it on.
'cause it was more, yeah, it was more relatable to
Yeah.
us, but I feel like they also did a better realistic job in a high school sense. These kids even seem a little bit like less mature.
And before you keep going, because I'm sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you, the one thing I don't want to hear about the excuse, because I actually searched up online because we took about an hour break in between. There's already people saying that Spider-Man is a movie and has a way bigger budget. Do you know what? I don't care. I don't care about the budget. You have to, if you're gonna make like, let's say phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're going all the way through, you have to make the product as good as what it is. When you don't, this is what happens. So I'm already seeing people getting defensive about this TV show and how all this stuff about her being like a child and everything like that, and like it's a different thing between her and Tom Holland. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. Like, it's like you have to be able to do exactly what they did, because what they did was great. And if you don't, that's when you get people like us saying things like this. So it's like, you don't have an excuse.
I did like at the end that they were kind of implying that there's more to backstory to how she got her powers and the
Thank
bracelet.
God.
Because yeah, I like you said, I hope it's not, hey, I just found this, it just happens to be like this.
No,
No,
it
at
got
least they're
mailed to
gonna-
me.
So I'm curious what the like MCU version of this power is, because in the MCU we're always adding on to the list of crazy like things that happen. So I'm curious. I hope it's like interesting.
It's
yeah.
cosmic.
But the first episode flowed a lot better, and its unique style gripped you, and you're like, okay, this is something I can watch. This one just felt like less. They didn't do much unique stuff this episode. Like nothing like gripped me visually. The story was more, again, just more family stuff and how they're strict and
Progression came with
Which
the last
I
5 minutes, man.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's turning into most Disney Marvel movies, Marvel
TV
shows,
Yeah.
or just Disney shows lately, where they take these big character names
And big
they-
ideas, right? Like
big ideas,
Yeah.
and a lot of like, hey, Iron Man and this, and like references, but instead of like actually giving us like good, like episode after episode, we shouldn't be like, oh, I can't. The next one might be good. I want everyone to be
Yes.
good. Like when I was watching Daredevil when that show first came out,
Best
I
Marvel
was
show
like-
ever made.
I was binge watching it. I was like, whoa, let's go.
Yeah.
Each episode, a story took place, shit went down, character developments went up, and it never felt like it was pausing. And like these shows lately feel like they're pause, tease a little bit, pause, finale, underwhelming, and then it kinda just
Underwhelming, but
ends.
there's a new piece to the puzzle now. Like it's just
Yeah,
like
and then it's like, well, maybe next season you guys will see more. But it's like, you guys are just dragging stuff out.
I know.
That's how I'm feeling at this point.
We're
I'm not
only
saying
on
this
two
show is awful.
episodes.
Yeah,
Right? We're only on 2 episodes. We understand that coming into this. So it's like, yes, this TV show has the potential to keep going and get better and better and better and better. And this could have been like a filler, as we call it, which I don't think there should be ever a filler. But it could be a filler episode. But the thing is also is like you have to be held to a high standard, especially in the MCU. And the issue is in our opinion, or I'll just speak for myself, is I think they keep hitting under the bar.
Yeah.
From phase 1 to 3, there's a reason why millions and millions of people around the world fell in love with the MCU. And the thing is yes, there's going to be those people that are you can just spit whatever you want at them and they're just going to love it just because it's the MCU. But you're also going to have people like us where it's like, do you know what? There is a level of status that you have to hit every single time. And if you don't, we're going to talk about it and we're going to complain about it until it gets fixed.
Especially because we've been seeing superhero movies for so long.
2008.
It's been such the mainstream. So it gets to a point where things should be getting better, not worse. You know what I mean? Not to say everything's been worse, but like everything lately has been underwhelming and hasn't had that like wow factor. And you can't say, oh, it's because you're getting older. No, man, like we're 25. We were still loving this shit when we were like in our like young 20s.
I'm 26.
So... Oh yeah, I'm 25. He's old as shit. But I don't know. I'm just waiting to have that feeling again. And right now the shows aren't doing it so much, and I've been waiting for the movies. And the last few movies have been all right. I have a lot of high hopes for this Thor one. It looks like we're getting back into the kind of the groove of the MCU.
I'm hoping.
And I did like No Way Home, but we're getting out of topic.
Let's not go down that road.
I just want MCU to
pick up.
I just want MCU to come back. Yeah,
yes.
Pick up a little bit.
But the one thing that like you talked about as well was the progression in this TV show. And the thing is like you only have, and this is going to be such a pain in the ass for me, and like we're going to go out of this TV show again for this Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi is having an issue with their progression in the story because all of a sudden now they don't have a story.
Yeah.
The main story was that they stole Leia and now he has to go and get him. Now it's Darth Vader wants it, and then what starts happening is it starts to just kind of repeat itself a little bit. So this is what I'm hoping is like this at the end of the episode we did get a progression in the story. But the thing is we can't have episodes where it's going family, 5 minutes left. Well, look at that. There's another piece of the puzzle for this series.
It makes you not care because we saw the family the whole time, and now what the main like plot of the superpowers and the bad guys, they're literally just they did this twice now. Where cliffhanger with the bad guys.
Yep.
Can the next episode please revolve around that and kind of make the story go forward? Plus, with a little bit more character development and family stuff, you just gotta gotta give us more. Right?
Because the thing is, the family is great.
Yeah, I love the family.
The dynamic in the first episode was friggin' great. I loved the dad and the brother. The mom pissed me off, which just kind of like wrapped it all together. In a good way, right? And then it's like, okay, I get it. I get the characters. We have to start progressing. And when you sprinkle them into the progression, that's when everything works, right? That's the thing. You sprinkle those characters in, it's going to be great. But when you make it all about them, and I know... I can't say for sure that there's only 6 episodes. There could be 8. I'm not 100% sure. But the issue is when you just start making it about her life, then we start running into issues, and you're running out of time to make the story go further. And that's what Obi-Wan is having an issue with, is that Obi-Wan is running out of time to make a really, really good story. And like Marvel and like Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're messing with these things that everyone loves. Everyone loves Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everyone loves the MCU. And this is the thing. You only have a limited time to do this. And the thing is when you hit like episode 5, like Obi-Wan, and it's like, this is not a 10 out of 10 show, but for a character like Obi-Wan, it should be groundbreaking, right? It's groundbreaking with these characters because it's so beloved, and there's a reason why we love these characters, and you haven't delivered. And you only have a certain amount of time. So it's like, I'm hoping, I'm not trying to foreshadow what's going to happen because obviously we don't know or anything like that. But also, you have this limited time that you have to get a story across, a good story, and make sure that it all works and comes together at the end. Can they do it? I hope so. This is one episode that I really didn't like. The first episode I did, so I hope that we kind of lift it up in episode 3 and everything like that. And the only last issue that I want to kind of sprinkle upon is the CGI. I did not like that at all.
That's the thing. I think it's been like that lately for the MCU.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is
This was
because
worse, though.
I know.
Yes.
So one reason is because they're getting all these actors where they want them to be the face of the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they can't do these things in real life. They can't do the stunts. So instead of getting stunt doubles where it would look bad because it doesn't look anything like them,
Mm-hmm.
they like resort to CGI, and then that doesn't come off as good because I think they're spread so thin where they got all these movies and now all these MCU TV shows where they're like splitting in half, and then I don't know, it feels like they're being lazy with their CGI. Where,
Yeah.
and I think it's also they don't have enough visual effects people. Like I hear that there's
Could be.
not that many, and imagine there's not many people that can specialize in that, and now they're like, we got a TV show
Yeah.
this season, plus all the movies. So it's like, I get it, but it's like, if you're gonna use CGI in most of your movie, it's got to be top notch,
Yes.
especially in 2022, where our eyes can like tell. You know, it takes you out of the movie when you
Oh,
see.
100%.
Yeah.
And the thing
So-
was, it was like there was one scene that like there was a mixture, right? And there's two scenes. There was one where she was like practicing, and I could tell right away this is not her. Like I'm like this is not the same actor that's doing this like at all. And then the next one was when she was saving the kid, and it's like half and half where she is running, and then it cuts to her not running, and it's like I just like that was so easy to spot. And it's like, I understand there's going to be some times where CGI can be a little lackluster and stuff like that. But this was like I could really tell. And it took away the magic in every way. And I'm just like, you have to, this is the stuff that makes me worried, right? Because obviously, like we've been saying through the whole thing, we don't know what it's going to be like. But we're getting glimpses maybe of what it could be. And what it could be is not good. And we look at episode 1. And it's like, this could be something good. Episode 2, we're going down the same trajectory as we did with
Yeah.
every other series.
The way I look at episode 1 felt like it took risks and tried to be
Yeah.
unique.
Oh,
and
that's a good way.
different,
Okay.
Where episode 2 just kind of went back into Disney TV routine, like,
I like that.
This is what's happening, hype. Now we're gonna slow it down a bit for you, and then bring it back at the end of the season.
No, I like the
which
way you
is-
said that.
Yeah, I just hope it gets more risky. The uniqueness and cool like aspects of this show is what worked and what dragged us in.
Yeah.
This isn't our culture or something we don't relate to a teenage girl, but when they did all that unique stuff in
was
the first
great.
episode, I was having fun and I felt
Mm-hmm.
like part of the family. This episode, I just didn't feel connected at all.
No. And I got really bored
Yeah.
really quick. And also, before we finish this, I want a 30-minute little segment of how the fuck did they not see her get into a car at the end of the episode?
Oh yeah, that was weird.
I just sat there in like, you guys are like some sort of.
It just drove away, and they're like,
It was on the other side of the car. It's like she runs her over the car, so she jumps over the car, which is like literally it takes like a second to look around your car. Okay, a second. And she's in there, she runs in the car, I'd say about 15 seconds pass, drives away, and then they run around and they go, where the fuck did she go? Like, what?
I'm just curious to see what they are. Are they bad people or are they? It
I don't
doesn't
even
seem
know.
like they're good.
No, I think that it's gonna be they're gonna open up the story and stuff like that. But the thing is, please, Miss Marvel, give us something to cheer about, or give us like a thing that we didn't expect, an underdog TV series.
We want you to do well.
Yes, that's the
We
whole
love
thing.
this stuff. That's why we care so much. We're not just haters ripping apart the show. We love Marvel,
Yeah.
and we just want like top quality for them. And we complain when we don't see it because we're not those fans that just accept every
Yeah.
single thing. I love DC too, but when they make a crap movie, I'm gonna say it was crap.
Yep.
So, you know, we just gotta have better expectations, which means better movies for all of us, and then everyone's happy. Okay.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But before we go, guys, today, if you could drop a like and subscribe, like I said at the beginning of the video, it'd be greatly appreciated. We're going to be bringing you Miss Marvel reviews for the next however many weeks until the episode or the series is done. And until next time, guys, see you later.
Yes.